welcome to Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. I'm Catherine Falk with Cox Communications. Thank you for joining us today. We have a very special guest, the Fairfax County Superintendent of Schools, Jack Dale. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So you're in your fourth year,
Right.
Just had your fourth anniversary here at the Fairfax County Schools. Tell us, what are your major initiatives this year?
Well, actually, it's one we've been working on the last 3 years. We want to transform the teaching profession back into a full-time profession, because the teaching job now is just loaded with responsibilities. And so I've designed a program whereby a lot of our teachers are working full-time. During the time outside of the normal 180 school days, they're either working with their colleagues on a variety of different initiatives, analyzing the performance of data, analyzing instruction, analyzing the curriculum, or they're also providing additional help for kids, either pre-teaching grade level material or helping kids remediate if they haven't picked it up in the past. So we're looking at the teaching profession as a full-time method. It's a full-time job, but it's a method for which we can really intervene with kids in a really productive way.
That's great, and that's a pretty unique program.
It is fairly unique. We've been looking at different kinds of compensation systems around the nation, but this way I can identify teachers who are stellar teachers, employ them greater, give them more money because they deserve it, and also have them working on very important projects within the school system.
And it's a very high-achieving school system, and now the 12th largest in the nation.
Right.
How do you keep that going?
By doing those kinds of things.
Yeah.
No, we actually have to stay on top of it. We've got tremendous people who come into Fairfax and work with us. Our performance this year has just been stellar, despite all the budget woes that you hear, or Wall Street crashing. If we just had focus on our achievement, everything is up in the right direction. All of our state assessments are up. Our participation in advanced placement, international baccalaureate programs is up. Kids are performing better on those. SAT scores are up. So but it's in due in large part because we have phenomenal people. We give them the time to work with the kids, and then we have a very supportive community, both the parents and the business community.
That's great, and I know that closing the achievement gap is very important to you. Tell us how you're going to do that.
Well, one of the things that we are doing, first of all, is analyzing the gap, and we have some schools for which there is no gap, and phenomenal, and so we're using those as showcase. But what we're doing mainly is giving more teachers more time to work with more kids, because that's that fundamental shift that I'm making in the full-time teaching profession, because then we can really target our time and energy on kids who really need the attention. No matter whether you're Hispanic or African American or white, there's some kids that are doing phenomenally well, and there's some kids that aren't. And so we're trying to develop individual learning plans for each of those kids who are not doing well. Why is it that they're not doing well? Is it something going on in their personal lives? Is it lack of exposure to material ahead of time, and so we need to give the kids that exposure? Is it we haven't held them to high enough standards, and so now we need to do so? So we're analyzing it really child by child, and then that's what's allowing us to close gaps in achievement.
And you mentioned diversity. You do have a very diverse school system.
Yeah, we have. It's phenomenal. We have kids from all over the world. They come from about 200 different countries. About 1/3 of our kids to go home to, we're in a home that is English is not their primary language. English they obviously speak, but so we have about 1/3 of our kids who have other languages. It's about 120 or 140 different languages that they speak. Wow. So it's just an amazingly diverse population, but very high achieving. Parents expect a lot of great things from their kids, high expectations, which is wonderful. But that's what we work on together, and then close that gap wherever we find it.
That's great. And if our viewers are parents with kids in the school system and want to learn more about the school system and being involved, how can they find out more information?
Our website is FCPS for Fairfax County Public Schools.edu, so fcps.edu, and you can get tons of information about us and our programs and the initiatives we have in place. So thanks.
Great. Thank you for joining us, Superintendent Jack Dale, and thank you for joining us on Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. Have a great day.